You're watching Mid-American Conference Football on ESPN, where today a beautiful Week 2 environment. Buffalo launching into an extremely busy home slate. St. Francis trying to play the role of the giant killer for the second straight year. Welcome on in. I'm Anthony Lima, joined alongside my partner today, Randy Buffington. And early in the season, teams still trying to figure out who they are.
You better. If not, it can be a very long day at the office. This is for both of these teams. Last year, we saw St. Francis go into Kent State and knock down a giant in a decisive victory. They expect to do another upset this evening.
Yeah, and if they're going to do that, St. Francis coming in with a big-time youth movement.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of youth with this team, but youth can be a good thing. These are players that are not afraid of the moment. They can rise to the occasion and throw different things at the wall. Why not? They don't know any better, right? And they have leadership within some different positions, like the quarterback spot, like the head coach position. Chris Villarreal, who's been there, who instill some energy into this group to let them know that they can get it done.
And no doubt, Buffalo, they've gotten it done at the linebacker position. They got 2 in the NFL in recent years. They got another good one.
Oh, absolutely. This guy on your screen, Reb Murdoch, will be all over the field. He was last year with 156 tackles, second in the nation. And he is a forced fumble machine. You'll see that ball pop loose, and if it has, and if it does, Reb probably has something to do with it.
And you're taking a look at Pete Lembo, year 2 as the head coach of this Buffalo football team. All he did was become one of the last hires of the cycle a year ago. Boom, 9-4 bowl game, 0-1 this year, and looking to get their first victory.
Oh yeah, absolutely, a great start for the program last season, and then we see Chris Villarreal here, 15 years with the Red Flash, hoping to get a W in the board.
And Buffalo kicking off as Jack House handling the kickoff responsibilities. So we're just moments away from the start of this very extensive home schedule this year for the Bulls. 7 times they will play here at UB Stadium. It is a touchback, so we'll get a chance to look at the offense of the Red Flash today. Boy, talking to head coach Chris Villarreal before this one, they were as focused as he thought they had been in quite some time following their loss down in Louisiana a week ago.
Absolutely, man. They were fired up, ready to get down here. A lot of players called New York home, Western New York, so this is kind of a homecoming game for a lot of the student athletes on this team, looking to put on a show in front of some fans.
Jeff Hohenstein will handle the quarterbacking duties, at least for now. We'll see him and Fredonia standout Nick Whitfield Jr. as well. Man in motion. Hohenstein pitches it, and coming away with it is Peyton Nelson, but had to go down to the turf to field that first throw of the game.
Ball was a little low. He was able to gather it, though. Jeff Hohenstein, last year, in his start against Kent State, was able to bring home the W in an upset. He's hoping to do the same thing here today.
Well, you wonder about the temperature of a locker room of a team, especially with a lot of the news with the St. Francis football program, but guys were determined to come here and do what they did a year ago, which was beat a Mid-American Conference football team. But it looks like some difficulty getting that play mapped out, so they will take our first timeout of the contest.
That is their first charge timeout of the first half.
So 4 seconds into this one, we already have a couple of stoppages and a timeout. Never a great feeling for the head coach, especially on the road. You know, you're dealing with a different kind of an environment. But last week, they had a marathon game because of a 2-hour lightning delay down in the Bayou. Some of them didn't get back till 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, those long travel days can get to you, and it's going to be that way for the first 3 games of the season for the Red Flash. Went down to Louisiana, now here in Buffalo, then they're going to Connecticut next week.
So Hohenstein out of the gun. Nelson in motion. They're throwing again. That one off the receiver's hands. Scott Raymond.
Scott Raymond at tight end here. Ball had some mustard on it, but you got to catch that.
A bit of a clunky start. The throw was there. Not able to reel it in. Raymond, Clarence High School, right up the road. One of 5 different Western New York student athletes coming home for this game. It's a 3rd and 10. Owen Stein looking in trouble in the pocket, rolling out. And he cuts it upfield. Finally brought down at the 29-yard line. So Buffalo does exactly what they were hoping for, and they're able to force the 3 and out.
And you saw number 2 right there, Red Murdoch, chasing him down. The defense was everywhere, and Deion Crawford was the one with the tackle to secure it. You'll hear his name a lot today, lining up in all sorts of positions.
Yeah, MAC Defensive Player of the Week last week. Probably won't be the only time this season he'll be taking home those honors. Aiden Cerulli. That ball is blocked. Special teams. A big-time unit here for the Bulls, something Pete Lembo stresses time and time again, and they force the early turnover.
Oh, yeah, that'll wake you up right through the gap there. Number 33.
Connor Henderson. Boy, he blasted through the line, and they get the recovery, and now great field position. Looked like it was Mitchell Gonzer, the transfer from Harvard, who stepped up. The early handoff. L.J. Henderson really bottled up last week, and the signal caller for the Bulls, Taquan Roberson, 7 years in college.
My man's been around the block a little bit.
Who wouldn't love to spend that much time on a college campus? And he's been on a bunch of them. He was 12 of 20 a week ago up in Minnesota. Quick pitch and catch. Josiah Gaithings. And he is tackled at the 20-yard line. Nice job by the Red Flash to get up there. Colin Douglas to make the play. So Bulls trying to make the most of the field position. They need 2 yards. Roberson barking out the orders. He's got Henderson next to him. 3rd and 2. Keep it on the ground. And Henderson barrels his way forward, getting past Kendrick Counsell and enough to move the chains.
Just enough to get it. Chains moving in the right direction.
That offensive line, you had 3 returning starters. Some beef up there. And some veterans like Tyler Doty making his 34th start today. Roberson in the pocket. He'll toss to the back of the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown, Victor Snow. Well, first pass there is on target, and the Bulls cash in a big way off the turnover.
That was Victor Snow right there making a great catch and adjustment right on Colin Douglas, who had a big week last week. But it doesn't matter. Today's a new day, and that's a touchdown.
Well, the Bulls, they talked a lot about Victor Snow, thinking that they had some opportunities this week. Last week, those opportunities kind of came few and far between, but you see why. They were targeting him once they got in the red zone, and they cash in. So we've had some fireworks already, a block punt and a touchdown throw. Roberson was on the money, and the Bulls take an early 7-0 lead. St. Francis will touch it for the second time when we return. Bulls, the early lead, cashing in after the blocked punt. And then a nice connection. See 4 plays, 27 yards. Snow had that 40-yard touchdown catch a week ago up in Minnesota and follows it up with the big touchdown catch in the back of the end zone here. So Buffalo getting ready to kick the ball back off to St. Francis, who will get their second touch of today's game. That first series, quite a nightmare for the Red Flash. And a first pass that went nowhere, then a timeout. So we'll see if they can build on that. That one takes a bounce at the 3-yard line and into the end zone. Another touchback.
And that's a touchback through the end zone.
So a big theme this week for St. Francis, taking everything in stride and knowing that this is something that they were able to pull off last season. And there are some players on this team that were there, as we see our second quarterback already for today for St. Francis. And we were tipped off we'd see a bit of Jeff Hohenstein like we did on the initial series. And now Nick Whitfield Jr. right up the road in Fredonia. Just 50 miles away. And that ball, a fortunate pickup, and then a huge tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Who else but Red Murdoch is there?
That was almost a really costly mistake.
Jamil Perryman, a ball carrier there, forgot something. And Red reminded him. Don't get caught looking.
Boy, St. Francis certainly wants to mind their P's and Q's down here. Can't give the Bulls good field position again on consecutive drives. This time, the handoff. Not much there up the middle at all. And third and long, something head coach Chris Villarreal said they were desperate to avoid those situations today, and here we are, second straight possession. They're faced with a third and long.
Yeah, this isn't the situation that they wanted, but it's putting the receivers in a situation where they have to put up or shut up. This is a group that he says doesn't have a lot of experience. So what better time than the present than to prove to yourself?
All right, we'll see how aggressive that Buffalo defense is. The throw out of the backfield, and it is incomplete. So nothing doing again here on third down, and right now Buffalo just absolutely flying to the football. Charles McCartins in the secondary was there.
Great job in that zone. The receivers really had no wiggle room at all. That's why he went to the check down for a no gain on the play.
Victor Snow standing at the 39-yard line. We've already seen how dangerous he can be. The rugby-style punt. This time, St. Francis gets it off, and it takes a red flash bounce. So they attempt to flip the field where the Buffalo offense will have it for the second time today, already with a 7-0 edge here at home. we're back here in Buffalo, where the Bulls do have that 7-0 edge. St. Francis, we talked about roster upheaval. You see 65 freshmen. That is a huge, huge number of new faces in a program. Meanwhile, Buffalo, boy, they love where their situation is at, especially when we get into the MAC schedule. Pete Lembo talked about the grown men he had on his football team.
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. That's the story of this game, youth versus experience.
Taquan Roberson on the keeper. Trying to bounce it to the outside, breaks one tackle, and is brought down at the 39-yard line.
We talked about that experience, and Taquan Roberson is just that. 7 years he's played college football at this point. Doing some math, looking at that other side for St. Francis, with all of their freshmen, they have guys that have
Yeah, Henderson with enough to move the chains, another Bulls first down. And that was something they could not do last week in that loss at Minnesota, where it was a one-possession game into the fourth quarter. But, boy, the offensive staff, they were hoping to get a lot more than the 44 plays off last week. That's all they got because of 8 first downs. It was a nightmare offensively. Roberson all alone. Quick pitch. And brought down immediately. Messiah Birch had nowhere to go.
And that's Gino Calgaro here. He's the leader of this defense. And we see it right there, punishing the receiver.
Boy, he was everywhere last week. He was the NEC Player of the Week because of his 12-tackle effort down in Louisiana Monroe. So some tough sledding here on this series from Buffalo. You know, both these teams did not like what they were able to produce offensively in week one. So it's that first chance to kind of dissect the film and see what you're made of. Third and 8. Nick McMillan was in motion. Now resets. Roberson. Uncorking one. Down the field, and a leaping grab is made. Victor Snow again.
Now that's just a beautiful ball. Victor Snow had his defender beat by a mile here. A one-high look. The safety chose the wrong side. Victor Snow with a great grab there.
36 yards. And the Bulls trying to pounce again. Quick screen is blown up. Immediately, that ball looked like it came loose. Josiah Gathings ended up with it. Corey Williams was right there. So, second down and 10. Past the 8-minute mark in the opening quarter. LJ, patient run, but falls forward, gets a few.
They mentioned wanting to get LJ some touches early, getting his confidence back up. This is a guy with a great knack for getting some yardage. We saw last year, late last year, the last 4 games of the season, averaged over 120 yards a carry or a game. We've yet to see that production.
Trying to get down to the 3-yard line for a first down. Roberson looking to the left side. Will now escape the pocket. Flag is thrown in the backfield. And Roberson is wrapped up inside the 10-yard line.
Roberson run out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
But that flag thrown typically where a hold would go down. And that's exactly what it is, according to our head referee today, Marcel Kerr. St. Francis wanting to do everything they can to avoid giving up another touchdown here, trying to hang in this one early.
Holding. Offense, number 73. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That penalty is declined. That'll be 4th down.
All right, so Jack Howes will come onto the field. He was 1 of 2 last week. Did connect on a 36-yarder against Minnesota. This one from 28. Bit of a high snap, but a good kick, and it is 3 on the board. Buffalo now will take a 10-0 lead. St. Francis in desperate need of yardage and a first down. Ten 0 our score here in the first quarter, past the halfway point in Buffalo after the 9-play, 56-yard drive. So St. Francis able to get their stop, but still yielded 3 points on the drive. Kickoff sails right into the back of the end zone, so another touchback. Don't forget, you can get all of ESPN college football in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan, or log in with your TV provider. I got this done last week, so I'm all taken care of. It is amazing the experience you can get checking out games from all over the country, and of course there's so much more there than just college football. But make sure to get that done. Randy Buffington, are you logged in?
I got to get tapped in, man. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
We'll get it worked out. It's a long season. Nick Whitfield Jr. on the field. He got the last drive. Quick throw. Jamil Perryman will try to walk up the sidelines before he's set out of bounds.
These are exactly the type of plays that they need. Quick easy pitch and catches for a good amount of yardage.
And we got a flag before this play even has a chance. And it'll go against St. Francis.
False start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And it's going right back. That's never a good sign.
That's Kevin Evie, the 6'6" freshman out of Maryland. You see the disparity in yards already. Buffalo sending 4. And that one mishandled out of the backfield. Raphael Akichi could not hold on to the football. There have been plenty of miscues early on for St. Francis.
Yeah, that's not a good look. And honestly, I would say he heard footsteps. Like, he had nothing but green in front of him. And got his eyes upfield a bit too early and paid for it.
You see a couple of drops, a couple of penalties, an early timeout, and a block punt. That pretty much sums up the day so far for St. Francis.
Lots of mistakes early. They got to get this thing cleaned up.
3rd and 11, where they need it in a big way. They space out the receivers. Brendan Hodge was in motion. We got another stoppage.
Delay of game. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty.
Well, we talked about just the amount of freshmen that are on this football team for head coach Chris Villarreal, and they've looked like a team that has a lot of freshmen on.
Yeah, not a lot of experience at all. Lots of playing time for a lot of their team here. And it's showing itself.
So they didn't want to be in situations like these. 3rd and 16, we'll see just how aggressive they are. Not very. So they at least were able to get a catch, but not much doing there as they will stall out another drive.
Oliver Bridges making a stop there, shedding the block. Another 3 and out for the St. Francis Red Flash.
And watch out now. We've already seen one issue down on this end. With a block punt, they do get this one off. Snow fields it at the 43, and he's brought down immediately. Very nice play on special teams that time by Eric Sanchez, the freshman out of Philadelphia. All right, so Buffalo. Now they'll get their 3rd touch, and where they cashed in a hurry on drive number 1 following this. The big special teams play.
Getting things started early. Taquan Roberson with the big throw here. Victor Snow coming down with it. You knew exactly where he was going the entire time.
So right now they got Victor Snow in the slot. They space everybody out, and they hand the ball off. And may have gotten 2 up the middle. Henderson last week in Minnesota, just 11 carries, 25 yards. It was weird to see those numbers when we talked to Coach. 2.3 yards per carry when last year he was over 5. That ball, did it bounce in? No, looks like a catch. Nick McMillan scooped it up. St. Francis arguing it should have been a no catch.
Always a good thing when you get a quick hitch that goes for a 1st down. Turn up the sideline, give a guy a stiff arm, and move the chains while you're at it.
Now remember, Buffalo only with 8 first downs last week. Lembo said that about as few as he can remember in his coaching career. Henderson falling forward. A pickup of 4.
Henderson.
Starting to see some movement up the gut. Talked about this offensive line last week with a big challenge facing Minnesota. Probably the most stout defensive front they're going to see all season.
The keeper, Roberson. But he's brought down right away. Zachary Betts has been active early. They bring in Marcus Velez in at tight end, number 19. Buffalo taking their time now, chewing up some clock, under 4 minutes. 3rd and 4. Roberson gives it up. Nice second effort, big time by Henderson. Did he get the first down with all that movement? Boy, that one looked like it had no chance. But the 5'10",
this is just good hard-nosed football.
senior.
Number 79, making a way for his guy, Trevor Brock, pushing the power forward to get the first down.
They'll work out it again. Roberson deflected at the line, and a nice job by Ike Okoye getting his mitts on that football.
A little bit of heads up there. Is that Cedric Council there making that play?
Well, you always
Kendrick Council.
wonder in these types of matchups when you have a team playing up a level, what's it going to look like in the trenches? We've seen some nice plays by the defensive line. Roberson, the delayed run, still on his feet before he's brought down finally at the 20-yard line, and the Bulls have themselves another first down.
Taquan using his feet. This is a guy that can make some plays. Goes airborne for a second, but enough to get the first down.
Henderson. Boy, took his time watching that hole develop. And he's near another first down.
Williams on the stop for the red flag.
Already Buffalo doing more in their first quarter than they were able to do all last week in Minnesota. Henderson again. And it looked like he may be at the marker.
Henderson up the middle.
So 10th play of the drive coming up.
It's first and goal.
And goal to go now. Under 2 minutes. Buffalo in command from the onset here. Roberson keeps it, but brought down immediately by Gino Calgaro.
Gino matching head up with him. He's going to have to rally his group here. Just a sophomore, but he grew up early for this Red Flash team. Coach Villarreal has a lot of faith in number 0.
The Bulls bring in Patrick Clax III, the redshirt freshman out of Indiana. They will bunch up the formation. Henderson trying to plow ahead. Boy, he has gotten some nice production after the initial contact.
5-yard line, down to about the 1.
Muscling his way all the way down.
This is where these squats come in handy. Keep chopping your feet after contact. And those big guys up front making it easy for them.
They don't skip leg day down here in Buffalo. No way. Not an option. Roberson out of the pistol now. At the 1-yard line. Clax bunches up again. And the easy cutback is scored. L.J. Henderson in the end zone. It has been domination early on from the Bulls.
This right here is going to be as easy as it gets And look at that seal. Number 19, Marcus Velez, holding off that defensive end for an easy touchdown for Al-Jay Henderson.
Bethune-Cookman transfer. Velez getting it done.
And Howes tacks
Up there
on
on the line. Well, the extra point is good, and they have been an absolute machine. Basically from moment one of this game. Henderson appealing to the fans. They had a blue out today on 7-1-6 day here at UB Stadium. It was nice to see the crowd, folks tailgating first thing in the morning from the moment we got here. Had to decline some of the nice offers from the friendly fans on campus here today. So another drive eating up about 5 minutes.
They're controlling that clock for sure. And St. Francis on their end, it's been so many 3 and outs that have happened so fast. Buffalo has had no other option but to have the ball.
Well, look, to be frank, Chris Villarreal knew that he was going to be up against it this week. Hungry Buffalo team. They hung in there last week down to Louisiana Monroe, but he had some concerns about today. What I know he doesn't like at all, just the mistakes, the stuff that seemed mental, the balls going off the hands.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make the most of every single opportunity, and then when you get a punt block early on, you're just really digging yourself into a hole.
Yeah, absolutely. The mistakes that you can control, right? The delay of games, the false starts. These are just mental before the ball is even snapped.
And it can spiral in a hurry. So you see Red Murdoch. What else is new? 16 tackles between him and Crawford, 30 tackles total, and he was named the MAC Defensive Player of the Week. They're expecting even bigger things this season. All sorts of movement on the line with Jeff Hohenstein back out there at QB. Pick your number on this flag.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty.
Connor Van Tassel, redshirt junior out of Pennsylvania. He's got to feel singled out there. Randy looked like he wasn't alone. So we saw 2 series from Whitfield Jr. Boy, Buffalo just swarming around the football right now.
Jordan Fedor on the carry. 2 yards.
They're going to have to get the ball out in space to their playmakers early. They're up against it. Coach Villarreal talked about his offensive line being a question up against a sizable opponent in Buffalo's D-line. So go to your quick game.
The problem is they haven't been able to just reel in the football on some of those quick plays. You saw the disparity in numbers already in terms of the plays run on the opposition side of the field. That was Eric Sanchez, has gotten some early action, trying to utilize some speed to the outside. And it looks like they'll be facing a 3rd and 13 when they flip the fields for the second quarter. So we have 1 in the books. The Bulls, they've done it on offense. They've done it on defense. They've done it on special teams. Second quarter after this. It's been all Buffalo. They kick off their home schedule today against St. Francis, up 17-0, basically dominant in all three phases to start things off today. St. Francis has had trouble doing just about anything offensively. Pocket collapsing. Man down. A huge sack and a big loss.
Quarterback is sacked by the Bulls.
Couldn't tell who got there first, but it seemed like by the end, all 11 of the defensive players were there.
This was a sea of blue down here. And there he is. Number 0, a big part of that. Strength in numbers here for Buffalo right now, and it's exactly the type of start that they want.
Yeah, Kobe Stewart, a beast there off the edge. And
almost another block.
yeah, nearly had it. And we'll get a return out of it this time. And maybe a face mask. So Buffalo, they've had terrific field position from the get-go here, and it's going to continue after the penalty. Boy, when it rains, it pours, and that's been the case. We'll hear from the referee, Marcel Kerr, as they discuss this one. So Buffalo has...
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team, number 20. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
That was Eric Sanchez, who's carried the ball a few times today, trying to make a play in the open field.
Yeah.
And not going to get away with that one.
Gotta do it every time.
We got cameras everywhere here. So Buffalo had 9 first downs in that first quarter. Last week in Minnesota had 8 for the entire game. New ball carrier this time around, Terrence Shelton Jr. We imagine this could be a day that Pete Lembo gets a lot of guys involved. That was just not going to be the case last week with Henderson just getting bottled up like we hadn't seen all of last year. So point of emphasis this week in that running game.
Shelton again on the
Another carry from Shelton.
Yeah, and Shelton is a good back. He gets onto some space, and it can be a very big problem. Has good vision. He's very shifty.
Evan King on the field. Another one of the tight ends that they'll use. And Shelton back there again, getting the work in on this series. He'll take the handoff. And Zachary Betts brings him down from behind. Looks to be just short of the sticks.
Decision time here.
third down carry. Close to a first
They've been
down.
able to move the ball. Why not go for it, right?
And they are doing just that out of the gun. Looked like you need maybe a foot. And he was met right at the marker. But on initial read, it looks like it's a first down, and it is.
Shelton Jr. getting a lot of touches. Back to back to back.
And he'll exit the field for Lamar Sperling. That is a name up in Northeast Ohio and really the whole Buckeye State that they will forever remember the season he had at Akron-Hoban. His final year when he was named Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. Roberson looking for it all. The middle of the field and just incomplete off the hands of Nick McMillan. Looked like he had a for sure touchdown.
Oh my goodness. 2 crossing patterns, both out of Snow and McMillan here. He chose McMillan, but the ball was just a little out of his reach. Would have been a spectacular grab. Good effort on his end, though.
Yeah, going for it all. McMillan, redshirt junior out of Buffalo. Sperling is the tailback, and he gets a burst and a
Oh,
spin
yeah.
move. So a nice carry on second down. Sperling was the USA Today Offensive Player of the Year in all of high school football in 2022.
Sperling breaking out the B button there. Popping right up.
Sperling again. Buffalo just punishing on the ground. I talked about those eye-popping numbers. How about 3,984 yards as a senior? That's 1 year. 59 touchdowns.
That's scary.
Both Ohio records.
Scary stuff. And this is the talent that they have in the backfield.
Moving right along here in the second quarter. It'll be Sperling again, looking for a hole on the left side, but he is met by a slew of red flash defenders.
Lots of runs here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a play action here soon. Catch these linebackers slipping.
Josiah Gathings towards the near sideline is on the field. They'll operate out of the pistol. And there's the play action you referenced. Rolling out, throwing over his target's head. That was Chance Morrow, who had an opening.
There was an opening, but we had too many cooks in the kitchen on that right side of the field. It's never a good look for a quarterback, so he made the smart decision to just throw it away.
So that sets up 3rd down and 7. L.J. Henderson re-entering the game, as well as Evan King. Sperling off the field. So they've taken their shots here.
Watch Victor Snow on the bottom of the screen here.
Roberson delivers. And it is a catch, just short of the first down. Last time they went for it, what do they do this time?
Oh, they're absolutely going for it. Lining up immediately.
I think Lembo thought he saw a little too much of the special teams last week. A slew of punts. They go for it, and they
Stuff.
did not get it. How about Kendrick Council for the stop?
That's huge there. That's exactly what the red flash needed. Get some pep in their step. Go to the sideline with something to yap about. And give their offense a shot.
All right. St. Francis, the biggest play of the game so far is from the defense. Can they get anything from the O? So a lighter slate a week from today. Bowling Green, of course, Eddie George, our head coach. You see he was on the sidelines week 1 for their first victory. It was Urban Meyer, Joey Galloway, Orlando Pace, a veritable who's who in attendance. As the MAC schedule rolls on. St. Francis coming off a stop, believe it or not.
Let's see what they do with it.
Quick throw out of Hohenstein and incomplete. Boy, nothing has been easy, even the short stuff.
When the screens aren't working, there's a problem.
Well, you said earlier, guys were hearing footsteps. I mean, they certainly knew what a tall task this would be, but few of the miscues. I mean, this isn't like you're just getting bulldozed because guys are bigger than you. These are kind of unforced errors.
Yeah, these are mistakes. You are in your own head.
Now lines up under center. A nice carry on the quick action from Rafael Akichi. And he had 37 yards last week against Louisiana Monroe. But we haven't seen that formation yet today.
Yeah, and the defensive line felt the same way. Lots of movement up front before the snap. Enough confusion to get some yardage upfield.
Still looking for their first down. Boy, do they need it now. Trailing 17-0. Brendan Hodge, who's getting set there. And, boy, they know probably this play is a big one if they're going to hang around. So, given that, they'll like to use their second timeout of the game. All right, so Chris Villarreal will take a long look. They need a third down after this. The Bulls defense absolutely swarming this afternoon. Just not much daylight at all for the St. Francis offense.
And this is exactly what they wanted. Defensive coordinator Joe Bowen says they need to play together. No independent contractors on this team. They have to do it with everybody in blue.
Well, shortest distance that St. Francis has had on a third down play. Need a few yards here. Still looking for their first down. And they will line up Right on the line there. The pitch to the outside. And nothing doing from Akichi. He is brought down.
Stop short of a first down.
And again, Buffalo just not going to give up a first down.
And the first guy to make contact with them was Red Murdoch, and then a sea of blue following him. Kobe Stewart making a stop.
So we've seen one punt already blocked. And then Cerulli had another close call. So buckle up as he's back at the 8-yard line. This time, not much of a rush. Bounces at the 35. Snow handles it. Going backwards now. Finding an edge to the sideline and a hefty return out to midfield. And again, sound like a broken record. Great field position once again for the Bulls. The Bulls, last time they had it, actually got stopped. They'll try to make amends. It's MAC football on ESPN.
Thank you.
17-0 the score here at UB Stadium on the campus of Buffalo. First ever meeting between these two teams. St. Francis, about a 4-hour drive up from Loretto, PA. And you see the one win that St. Francis does have against FBS schools. That was just a year ago, almost to the day, when they pulled out the stunner over Kent State. And we were there.
Yes, we were.
The 23-17 win. They've had close calls. They've hung in there with Akron in the past. Snow on the end around, trying to get to the outside. And may have gotten 2 yards and a late flag thrown in there that's probably going to send this one backwards.
There are multiple flags on the play.
They expected a bevy of Red Flash fans to be in attendance today. A nice trip for them. Much better than next week.
Holding. Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, next week it's, they say 12-hour drive?
Yeah, it was something crazy heading up to Connecticut.
Central Connecticut State. What's your cutoff? I can't do anything longer than 5 hours. That's it. That's the
I'm
max.
going 8. Going 8.
All right, more motion. Roberson going back to the other side, so some misdirection and a big play. Still on his feet, L.J. Henderson, rumbling forward. They got the penalty yardage back and the first down.
And that's his first big break of the day. L.J. Henderson finally getting loose. Good hands out of the backfield, some big blockers up front, and he's rolling.
Yeah, you saw some of those big boys show they can get out in the open field and throw down some blocks. James Carrington III showing some speed. Roberson looking for it all down the sidelines and drifting out of bounds. Intended target, Josiah Gaethje.
Roberson's pass.
And he tried the double move back there. The out and up didn't get the results that he needed, but they aren't afraid to take shots.
This time the carry. Henderson, a little hop there at the end of the run. Just short of that first down.
31-yard line.
Just getting the sense, though, Buffalo feels like they can control this game on the ground. They'll take their shots
That'll be third down.
when they deem it necessary, and that's what happens a week after they just couldn't get any plays off. They had so many 3-and-outs. They felt like they were in cement last week.
Yeah, big time. The defense held it up. It was a 13-10 game going into the fourth quarter against Minnesota. And the Golden Gophers pulled away.
The keeper. It'll be a first down and more. Brought down by the shoestrings. Fortunately, Gino Calgaro got him, or who knows.
And this was a nice pull. Read the defensive end. And he's yelling at himself. He wanted 6.
Thought he had that angle. But no surprise, Calgaro is not someone who's going to quit on a play. He had 12 tackles last week, and that's a big reason why he was the NEC Defensive Player of the Week. Another carry. Things opening up. And he took a hit and spun out of it all the way down inside the 10.
It's a very hard run. There's one thing I'm noticing about these backs. They run hard. All of them. L.J. Henderson, Terrence Shelton Jr., Lamar Sperling. Great group.
And they sped up the tempo this time. Henderson bounces to the outside, and he gets it towards the pylon. Touchdown, what a run. L.J. Henderson, a nose for the goal.
Gotta love it. Bounced off a defender. Found a lot of green. Just aim for the pylon.
Boy, the side judge, Jason Frank, taking his time, making sure that he absolutely did cross that goal line and get inside the pylon. What a run. And Buffalo starting to flex a little bit, up 24-0. Quite a follow-up. They got stopped on the previous drive. Henderson not to be stopped this time around. Well, I might have just seen the play of the day. Buffalo surging to a 24-0 lead. And boy, was that an impressive drive, mostly on the ground. 7 plays, 51 yards, and capped off by an incredible touchdown bulldozing run by L.J. Henderson.
That was a series to hang your hat on. Definitely what Pete Limbo and company want to see moving forward.
St. Francis, obviously in desperate need of anything to get them going. They did get a stop in this game, turning the Bulls over on downs, but not a ton for head coach Chris Villarreal to get excited about today. Knew at times he'd be up against it, but the little things have truly done them in. Whitfield steps out of the pocket, gets rid of it, and they get about 7 yards on first down. Heady play by Whitfield, who found his running back, Akichi.
And Whitfield usually likes to sit back in the pocket, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. A little bit of backyard football for a nice game.
Second and 2, and they'll operate out of the pistol. Whitfield Jr. staying tall in that pocket. Scrambles, and do we have a red flash first down?
Scrambles free. On to a St. Francis first down.
First down of the game here. And a quarterback does it with his legs. Finally starting to get some movement. Let's see what they can make this drive.
St. Francis hoping to find any rhythm they can. They've rotated the two quarterbacks so far today, which that was part of the plan, but neither had really been able to find their bearings. But did they break the seal? Bulls sent an extra defender up the middle, but they'll get 3 on first down.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we talked to Coach Villarreal earlier this week, and he mentioned that, it might have been Wednesday we had our call, Nick Whitfield Jr. and Jeff Hohenstein were both taking first-team reps. They didn't know who the starter would be coming out of the gate, and he wanted these guys to compete. He wanted to put a fire underneath both of these guys to see who could come out on top.
So they gave him 3 on first down. They have not run a play out on the other side of midfield, but getting closer. Perryman was in motion. And the handoff gives them 3rd and as manageable as they've had it following that run.
All right, fans, get loud. It's an intense third.
Rafael Akechi. Nice game there. We're finally starting to see some ball movement for the Red Flash. A couple of runs. Let's see if they pull out a play action here. Hand it off to the running back again.
3rd and 2. They need it in a big way. And they'll go from the gun this time. Previous possession, they lined up under center when they were stopped short. The swing thrown out of the backfield. And it's enough for a first down. So a nice little play. Jamil Perryman taking the Whitfield throw.
Very safe call. Went in motion. Flat was wide open.
A couple of first downs now on this possession.
Starting to get their legs underneath them.
So we get a little closer to the 2-minute mark before the half. Formation is bunched. Whitfield will need to get rid of it as he's dropped. And no whistle yet.
The ball still on the ground.
Well, St. Francis, they are irate. They think this is
Pressure
a
brought by
no-brainer
Kobe
incompletion.
Stewart on the quarterback.
So they will take a look at it. But the pass rush getting home that time from the Buffalo Bulls defense. We're at the 2-minute timeout. As you see the hit, we'll clean it up when we return. All right, previous play under review as we thought we may have had a fumble. Looked like a live ball. Didn't hear a whistle. Whitfield was brought down. He thought it was just a simple incomplete pass. Then it was a mad dash for the football. The officials just told us that they had St. Francis recovering the fumble and they were going to take a look at it.
Yeah, that ball bounced around a good amount once it hit the turf.
Well, he was trying to quick wind up to throw, and that's when he got nailed. As they attempt to sort things out, or it might just be a simple incompletion. Our lead referee today, Marcel Kerr, underneath the hood, trying to find out what went down. We saw it a few times here. What do you think, Randy?
I think it may go down as a fumble. It may go down as a fumble, but thankfully the red flash recovered it. So
And they are taking their time. First of 7 home games here in Western New York for the Bulls.
good weather today too.
Just a picturesque, beautiful day. Wind picking up a little bit. Let's take one last view. And man, those are so close. It was ruled a fumble on the field. That's always important. And they are doing everything they can to make sure that they get this one right. A comprehensive viewing.
Crossing T's and dotting I's over here.
I don't think the tuck rule had this much discussion before they finally figured it out.
There they are explaining it to Limbo.
Now, they could just explain it to all of us at the same time, and the coach would find out just the same. And now I think we'll finally get our call. Unless we want to take another look at it. Sometimes you can never be too sure.
Double check your work.
Maybe it's a negotiation at this point. Do they do that? We saw Stewart coming on in, and it was a big shot.
Yeah, he took one.
Part of the blew out. The fans definitely heard the calls from head coach Pete Lembo this week. Said, let's pack the place. The students, they certainly did the job. He had a 2-hour lightning delay down in Louisiana Monroe last week. I don't think this will take 2 hours. Did they phone a friend?
It's always an option.
Okay. Well, it looks like the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's go down to the field.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed to an incomplete pass. Because there was no eligible receiver in the area of the pass, we have intentional grounding Offense, number 6. Loss of down at the spot of the foul will be second down at the 44-yard line. The game clock will start on the snap.
You don't see a lot of those. Yes, no receiver in the area. You don't see a lot of intentional groundings when the quarterback gets absolutely decked. So the point I would make is, yeah, I got crushed. The ball wasn't exactly going where I thought it might go. You guys try being on the other end of a Kobe Stewart pass rush, and you tell me if you can hit your intended target. So that one surprised me a little bit. So intentional grounding is the call after all of that. And St. Francis holds on to the football. Safe throw. Peyton Nelson is wrapped up, trying to get closer to the original line of scrimmage, but unable to do so.
Solomon Brown on the tackle.
And we have another stoppage.
It'll bring up an intense third.
They know they can't go back and look at that other play. I think we're going to get a timeout here. Now, St. Francis has not had a lot of plays for 3rd and 10. What do they got for 3rd and 20?
Double it up. See what they can make work. Got to take a shot downfield, or at least put their receiver in a position where they're running.
And they do know that Buffalo still has a pair of timeouts. They want to be careful. I mean, sure, they'd like to cut into this deficit, but what they absolutely cannot have is another score. So they're going to be very careful right now. At the very least, you'd think they'd like to flip the field. Well, they also haven't had very many times here by midfield, running their first plays of the game on the Buffalo side. All right, ready to resume action. Here's the throw, and it is caught by Peyton Nelson. And so now they're going to be faced with
Gain of 6 yards.
another timeout is what we'll get from Buffalo. So they'll still have one left. All right, so you just heard over the PA adjusting the clock, but look at the disparity. You know, 24-0 tells one story, but you really want to see how one-sided this contest has been so far today. Buffalo 23 first downs. Remember, they only had 8 last week. Make that plays in opponent's territories. 23. Buffalo has just been dominating this game from every phase. And St. Francis just trying to come up for air. They do have a 3rd and 4, though. And they would like to do anything they can to keep that Buffalo offense from touching the football one more time. Whitfield looking left and brought in. It's complete to Emmanuel Dyson, the freshman out of Hyattsville, Maryland.
Dyson getting his first time of the season today, and a catch when they needed it most. Nice quick hitch route. Again, going to plays that are simple at the base. And another stoppage on the way.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:36. 1:36.
So they'll tack on 3 more seconds. And now we're right back to where we were, 131. Whitfield has to climb the pocket. Is hit as he throws, and that ball deflected in the secondary. Boy, terrific job done by Miles Greer getting his hand on that football.
Peyton Nelson had a step on him there in the seam. Nick Whitfield Jr. saw his guy downfield try to step up in the pocket, getting tripped up as he threw. Led to a poor pass.
Solomon Brown, give him the credit. Whitfield has to get rid of it, takes a shot, and that pass is incomplete. He got hit as soon as he threw it.
Peyton Nelson there stopping in his tracks mid-route, and these are some of the issues Coach Villarreal talked about. His receivers and quarterback not being on the same page due to the youth in that receiver room. He has to know that that ball will be there. He just has to do his job and keep running.
So 3rd and 10, that clock is stopped. Remember, Buffalo used 2 of their timeouts thinking they had a chance to get the ball back earlier. St. Francis was able to move the chains. They'll go for it here on 3rd. Caught over the middle. And it's another first down and still on his feet. Extra effort that time. Andrew Vines, what a job.
The only person close to him was the referee. Nice pick and pop. He's still going.
Timeout, Buffalo. Their 3rd and final charge timeout of the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
I don't think Pete Lembo liked what he saw at all, giving up that 3rd down conversion, so he'll use the 3rd and final timeout for the Bulls as St. Francis desperate to try to put points on the board.
They've got the Bulls sweating a little bit, and they finally found their rhythm. Lembo talked about their offense going into this game. He mentioned that St. Francis has a very complimentary playbook where they have plays that bounce off of others. So we see screens that turn into screen passes and lots of play action movement off of runs that we saw earlier in the game. So it's working out in their benefit, at least on this series.
Back on the field, 55 seconds. Whitfield throwing near sideline and complete to Scott Raymond.
Taking an easy yardage there. Flat was wide open on his out route.
Raymond, Western New York, Buffalo native, is actually one of 2 players on his St. Francis team that's played in a state championship right up the road, Highmark Stadium.
Home sweet home. Looks like man, the bottom of our screen here, number 13, Emmanuel Dyson.
Whitfield looking that way. And that's inside the 10-yard line.
The corner ended up backing off there on Dyson, but he found his zone. Sat in a sweet spot.
So reaching that 30-second mark, 3rd and 3, they still do have 1 timeout left. They're going to make sure, though, that they're going to use up all the time. Whitfield, they got to get rid of it late, as that one had no shot. Almost looked like it set up a screen, as he had 2 guys coming off the edge, and now a flag.
That's another intentional grounding play, I fear. This was a cornerback blitz. And that, I think out of a receiver, you got to call that out. Hot, hot, hot. Got an easy touchdown there.
And then we'll have to figure out what they do with the clock. As you would see, not only a loss of down and a runoff, but they still did have 1 timeout left. There you see it says 000. So somebody wanted to go get some food, maybe a soda. They do call it soda up here, right? Are we in the soda area of the country, or are we in the pop area of the country?
I heard we're in the wings area of the country.
That's right. Last night, I can verify. Last night, I had my sampling. We had football on last night. In fact, is that Khalil Mack I saw getting after it all these years later?
You better believe it. Buffalo bred.
Boy, plenty of NFL talent this year. Guys on rosters, including Sean Dolak, made the Rams 53-man roster. Of course, he was an All-American, MAC Defensive Player of the Year out of West Seneca.
It's unreal the linebacker crew they had last year. Sean Dolak led the nation in tackles, and right behind him, Red Murdoch.
They just keep churning them out.
Insane.
Joe Andreessen, Lancaster High School. He's in the NFL. Folks around here are certainly familiar with his exploits, both at the high school, college, and the NFL levels.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 6. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. Because that foul carries a 10-second runoff, being under the last 2 minutes, the offense has elected to take their last timeout to avoid the runoff. The previous play ended with 5 seconds remaining on the game clock. So, game clock operator, please put 5 seconds on the game clock. Timeout, St. Francis, their third and final charge timeout, a 30-second timeout.
Man, that's rough. After such a great series, such a great drive we've been seeing, Nick Whitfield Jr. throwing the ball to no man's land again. And now we have one last shot with 5 seconds left to try to get some points on the board.
Yeah, you wonder if there was just some confusion because you had 2 pass rushers coming off the edge from both sides. You only really see that on a screenplay, but there was nobody in the area.
Yeah.
So perhaps some confusion as they attempt once again to get the clock sorted out.
Clark operator earned his money today.
All right, they will bring the field goal unit on, wisely so. Mac Plummer, the 5th-year senior out of Lebanon, PA. 8 of 13. Did hit a 50-yarder, trying to put St. Francis on the board to avoid the shutout. And this one will be from 25 yards, his very first attempt of the season. No pressure or anything, just come in and try to make sure you can get on the scoreboard. Of course, St. Francis shut out last week against Louisiana Monroe.
Previous play is under review.
All right, apparently they are going to take another look at it. So they discussed over the last 5 minutes what they were going to do, and what they came to the conclusion was no better time than now to get a pinpoint viewing.
Yeah, buddy.
Very cool for the St. Francis group. Got a chance to go to the Falls yesterday.
Has to be a cool experience for them. We talked to Coach Villarreal, and he said some of these guys, we're talking about these are moments that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives, right? Amazing.
Yeah, sometimes not just all about the football, and he said his players had never been there, and it's a great bonding experience, and also showing the opportunities that can come your way being a part of a football program. And a lot of conversation about the future of the St. Francis football program. Part of the reason they have so many freshmen this year is a lot of guys did bail once the news came down in April that athletics would be at the football level transitioning to Division III. And obviously a lot of discussion around Loretto Pennsylvania, what that would mean for so many of the people affiliated with a football program. You know, it's a tough spot for the head coach as he's bringing recruits on. They want answers, and you know, it's just one of those situations given some of the realities of the finances of college sports
After
today.
review, the incomplete pass on the previous play occurred with 20 seconds on the game clock. Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds. Because of the timeout St. Francis took to avoid the runoff, we would snap the ball. The game clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, Chris Villarreal still trying to figure out how in the world we got here. But they'll at least attempt, once again, to get that kicking unit on the field as long as they eventually end this discussion. But finishing that thought about the realities of, you know, the new world we're living in, college sports and the financing, that more and more schools trying to mull over what their future is going to be and if Division I makes sense for them.
Yeah, this is a big shock, a huge transition here for the program. And this is a school that has seen success. Back in 2022, they won their conference with a 9-4 record that year. 3 years later, moving on down to D3. But it's still a great opportunity for a lot of their kids to play ball. They're going to have some guys stick around. And Coach Villarreal mentioned that every week is a tryout for some of these guys. Let's get some film. And if you want to play Division I football moving forward.
Because of the new clock adjustment, St. Francis has elected to allow the 10-second runoff. Game clock operator, please subtract 10 seconds from the game clock, set it at 10 seconds, and the game clock will start on my ready for play whistle.
That is our fourth recalibration of the game clock that we have seen, all in the last 20 minutes, by the way. All right, officially, 34-yard field goal opportunity now by Mac Plummer from the left hash, and we have a whistle. And the fans...
Timeout, St. Francis. Their third and final charge timeout of the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
The fans are getting restless
They
here.
are notifying everybody involved at their displeasure. Good to see the students turn out, and they've been very vocal over the last few minutes. Look, they want the shutout. All right, here we go. I promise there will be a field goal attempt at some point. And I jinxed it. I completely jinxed it. There will not be a field goal attempt. Instead, there is a mad dash for the football. Who comes away with it? The shutout is still intact, and after all of that, a special teams gaff, maybe too much time to think about that.
That is the end of the second quarter.
And mercifully, we are out of here for the half. Randy, your thoughts on what we saw there?
We saw a fumble back there, and that's what St. Francis's first half has really looked like. Sum it up into words, fumbling the bag. Let's see if they get it together this second half.
That indeed, I think all of us will try to get it together there in the second half. So the score in Buffalo, 24-0. And Buffalo will get the ball first. We have our halftime show, highlights, scoreboard, and analysis all straight ahead. MAC football on ESPN. Welcome back. We're at halftime here in Buffalo between the Red Flash and the home Bulls. Stick with us. Big halftime coming up. All the scores and highlights. Plus, we'll take a look at what's going on in the Mid-American Conference, so make sure to stick around. All right, halftime here in Buffalo, where it's been a one-sided affair. The Bulls pouring it on and doing everything they could to keep St. Francis off the scoreboard right before the half. Anthony Lima, Randy Buffington with you as we go over the details of what we just saw here in the first home game for Buffalo in 2025, and special teams is where it began.
Oh, my goodness. What a start. A blocked punt to set the Buffalo Bulls up for success. And right in the corner of the end zone, Victor Snow was waiting for this touchdown right here. Beautiful ball by Taquan Roberson. First points of the game. And he keeps it going. He loves Snow. It's Buffalo. Why wouldn't he?
It makes sense. And a terrific first half effort. St. Francis really had their work cut out for them as almost death by 1,000 cuts as L.J. Henderson finally stormed through and got to the end zone.
Absolutely, seeing some production out of him after a slow start last week.
And how about this run? Getting his way out of trouble, avoiding traffic, absorbing the hit, and finding the pylon, the play of the half.
Absolutely was. Superman dive there. L.J. Henderson rallying the troops.
And that about says it all. The Bulls, remember, only had 8 first downs all of last week in Minnesota. They had 15, and the Red Flash, just all sorts of struggles running the football. The Bulls' defense, Randy, in that first half, sensational.
Oh, yeah, they have been all over the place, and we knew that going into this game. We knew that their linebackers were stout, led by that guy right there, Red Murdoch. He's been all over the place, and it's been a combination of defense being deadly and the offense just sputtering, where we have miscues from delay of games and receivers hearing footsteps with dropped balls. But either way, it's the Buffalo Bulls making this team very uncomfortable.
And I think uncomfortable, especially in the final 2 minutes, is exactly where most in the stadium, their sentiments of how they would express them. So when we come back, we'll continue our halftime show, take a look at what's going around the Mid-American Conference, and the Bulls, boy, enjoying things here at home. More of the halftime show straight ahead. 24-0 your score here in beautiful Buffalo. Down the pontoon. I know we got a nearby lake here. That is our score. Let's look at what's going on right now in the Mid-American Conference. And, folks, upset alert. The Bobcats with the lead in the first half against West Virginia. What a job first half. Parker Navarro, 243 yards of total offense, doing it on the air and on the ground. Not so good in game 2 of the Eddie George era at Bowling Green. They are trailing Cincinnati 21-3. Kent State getting blitzed in Lubbock. And as you see, some of the matchups around the conference, Rutgers and Miami still in the second quarter. Win picking up here in Buffalo. First home game of the season, one of 7 at UB Stadium. But stick with us. Second half right around the corner. Buffalo, a strong showing in the first half, up 24-0. Welcome back to Buffalo. 24-0 St. Francis. FCS team, at least for one more season. trying to do something they were able to pull off. Almost a year ago to the day at Dick's Stadium in Kent State, this was the first ever FBS victory for the Red Flash, and we were there for it.
Yeah, we were, and Jeff Hohenstein made it happen. Lots of big gains, lots of jaws on the ground at Kent, because this team came in not playing around one bit.
QB Jeff Hohenstein was there last year. He's here today. He had much more success in that game against Kent State. He had 195 yards through the air and another 50 on the ground. Today, it has been a rough go for both quarterbacks of St. Francis, as Nick Whitfield, 10 of 14, 64 yards, and Hohenstein, 1 of 4 for just 4 yards. So as they seek their second win, they have a tall task ahead of them, trying to erase the 24-0 deficit. Buffalo looking for back-to-back home wins, and they've been terrific at home. And we've seen with their head coach now in year 2, Pete Lembo, you just feel like they have truly found their footing as a program.
Absolutely, and it didn't take long. Pete Lembo, out of the gate, came out 9-4, ended up winning a bowl game in the Bahamas last season. What a way to vacation. And they're picking up right where they left off. They were mad last week out at Minnesota. They thought that was a very winnable game for them.
They expected to win, and that's how you know as a program you have reached another tier, right? Going on the road in a Big Ten environment for that team's kickoff of the season and all the excitement, and it's a one-possession game heading into the fourth quarter. In fact, just down 3 points, but they could not get their offense going, and the big story was they need to see them open things up. They only ran 44 plays a week ago in that loss, and today a much different story, especially when it comes to the first downs. They had 8 last week. They have 15 in the first half today.
Double that up. That's what happens when you open up the playbook a little bit. You give your guys a shot to make some plays, and good things can happen.
Well, they're hoping good things can happen here on special teams, where they've made a couple of plays, blocked a punt early, and then just a total fiasco heading into the half. Did I deliver a jinx?
I think you might have.
I might have. I said I do know we will see a field goal attempt, and that never solidified. All right, Eli Tucker setting that one off.
And that's through the end zone for the touchback.
And it is a touchback, so we'll see that Buffalo offense, and they were able to do it on the ground. They were able to do it through the air there in the first half.
Pick your poison. These guys were dangerous. This stable of backs that they have. L.J. Henderson, Terrence Shelton Jr., Lamar Spurling, Victor Snow.
Yeah, weapons all over the place. 7-12. Taquan Roberson, year 7 as a student athlete, and getting the full-time QB duties. That one he'd like to have back as he bounced it over on first down. So we'll see what kind of work that they're looking to get in here in the third quarter. They did get stopped, so we talk about the stuff they'll see in the film room this week. They did get stopped as they were marching down the field in the second quarter on a fourth down. Against a run blitz, L.J. Henderson, boy, he was bottled up, and that is a loss. Chino Calgaro among some of the Red Flash to make the play.
Good defensive stand there. St. Francis with the one high look, one safety up top, and he really loaded up that box to stop the run there. Chino Calgaro, we talked about him in the first half. He is a guy that the head coach has a lot of faith in.
Yeah, 1 tackle off his career high, which is 13. Roberson on third down. The screen set up beautifully. Henderson with a blocker. Makes his move, and he gets past the sticks and more.
Lots of green there. Lots of green. And all thanks to number 67.
A beautiful
Alex Heiniger right up front. Number 19 had no chance. Colin Douglas going for an ankle tackle.
Now he's over 100 yards of total offense. L.J. Henderson. Roberson, the quick slant over the middle. Victor Snow near the sticks. And another first down.
There's that rhythm they were looking for. The RPO action decided to kill it, getting Snow right over the seam.
On the St. Francis side of the field again. Roberson getting chased down by Calgaro, and he will waltz out of bounds. You've seen some of the ball handling skills. You know, we don't all the time associate that with football players the way we do basketball, but it's a big part of the game, especially in the RPO stuff you were talking about. And a very patient run and another first down from Henderson.
Absolutely, and to keep it going, it is a big part of the game. You have to, half of the game is eyes and just body movements, right? Just tripping up defenders on what they think may happen.
So another 3 first downs already, giving them 18 on the day. This time, reversing field. They will keep it on the ground. So the type of drive they certainly wanted to mount coming out of the locker room. Taking their time, showing some ball control. But the first half we saw it, they will take their shots. This could be a play where they do just that. They fake the handoff. And he had his target, Josiah Gathings, locked up.
Yeah, that was an interesting play, to say the least. Stacked receivers on both sides. Play was blown up from the start. Roberson made the smart decision to just throw that thing out of bounds.
Yeah, keep it out of harm's way. Live to see another day. So now 3rd and 7. So we'll see if they can keep the drive alive. Already converting 1 third down on this series. They'll look to throw left side. And that was terrific defense. A nice job, man-to-man, defensively from, was that Emmanuel Dyson?
Way to get a hand on the ball there. Great job. Little finger wag action, not in my house.
All right, 4th and 7. They'll keep the offense on the field. It would have been a 52-yard field goal from here. Roberson. And that pass deflected. It was on the ground.
I think that was an interception.
And wow, they are conferring and they call it an INT.
Pass is intercepted by St. Francis.
Boy, that was a scramble for the football. Corey Williams.
Because that ball did some bouncing around there. Nice deflection there. He almost corralled it. And he snatched it right out of his hand.
Wow. Dove in to make the play. Now, if you're St. Francis, you actually lose yards on the interception.
Almost wished he dropped it back there. But a great play nonetheless.
Yeah, turnover here at Buffalo is something that I think he'll be remembering for quite some time, especially the effort. That was an awesome reaction to the football. And good heads-up play, but I think they're going to take another gander at it. All right, we'll figure things out here on the field. Will the interception stand? You're watching Mid-American Conference Football on ESPN. We got to take a look at this interception again. Corey Williams. This is just an incredible play on a 4th down stop.
It really was.
Gimme.
Look at him kicking legs. I need it all.
You know what? Young man has absolutely earned that one.
You got it, Corey Williams. You got it.
So they've gotten a couple of stops in this game. You see the score. It's been as one-sided as it gets, really in all 3 phases. But they can hold their head up high on a couple of these drives, able to make sure Buffalo did not get in the end zone. As you look at the numbers today by one of the 2 quarterbacks used for the Red Flash, Nick Whitfield Jr. from right up the road in Fredonia. Some motion there. And
yes.
the give, Jamil Perryman trying to get a block on the edge.
Forced a block on the edge. Pushing Mike Darcy in the right direction and get some yardage. There he is. Block that man in front of me. Let's try to get some yardage.
So we'll call it 2nd and a long 2. Here in the 3rd quarter. Again, in motion, Perryman. And he is brought down short of the sticks.
And we'll see a lot of movement like that from St. Francis with some of these motion into run plays, jet sweeps, quick tosses.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch. Manuel Dyson. So we talked about finding a bit of a rhythm, and they're doing just that. So gain of 6. Dyson, the 6'1" freshman out of Hyattsville, Maryland. I mean, they are certainly mixing it up in terms of the formations, now under center again, and more of that motion. Perriman looking for an edge and brought down. Nice job by that Bulls defense in pursuit.
Murdoch, Crawford, and McNair there on the stop for Buffalo.
There really is a lot going on in that backfield as the plays develop. Lots of misdirection going on. So the front 7 have to be very vigilant.
Bulls making some substitutions. So 3rd and 3, the 40-yard line. Whitfield dumps it off and incomplete. A lot of mistakes in the short passing game throughout today's football game.
It really was, and he didn't like what he saw in his progressions. Decided again to go to a check down. That was completely out of reach.
It will be 4th down.
Yeah, that hurts. They did not want to punt the football. They felt they had achieved a bit of momentum, but at the very least they'll try to flip the field. And Aiden Cerulli, who's had one blocked, had another swarm buzz by him earlier in the first half. Takes it cleanly and gets it off. Snow even battling the sun a little bit at the 14-yard line. Flag is out as he looked to regain his footing. He'll have an explosive return, showing off that speed past midfield, but most likely will be coming back.
The 50, there is a flag deep by the kick return.
But never wasted calorie burning.
Not at all.
So getting into football shape here in the early going.
Nothing wrong with some cardio.
Yeah, that flag.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 36, half the distance to the goal line. 1st down. Timeout. Media.
We had St. Francis tabbed with 6 penalties in the first half. Second one today for Buffalo. Stick with us. More action around the corner. $24-0 our score here at UB Field in Buffalo. Mid-American Conference Football on ESPN. A lighter slate a week from today with action at Ball State, Toledo, and Bowling Green, both hosting. Bowling Green having a rough day today in Eddie George's second game. Keeping our eyes as well on what's going on in Athens. How about at Peden Stadium, the Bobcats with a 17-7 lead against West Virginia at halftime. So you can imagine people from all over the country paying attention to that score. Meanwhile, here is a nice first down run from LJ Henderson.
Got themselves out of a tough spot there early.
So we'll give him 5 on the carry. He's been able to do it both via the run and out of the backfield catching. Really watch him as he protects that football, and then he allows those big legs to start to churn, and he has absorbed some contact and kept some piles moving throughout today's game.
That's the type of runner he is.
On the tackle with a first down, Buffalo.
And then, of course, Buffalo, they'll come at you in waves.
First down.
They do. And none of their running backs are over 6 foot tall. LJ Henderson, about average for the bunch at 5'10", 215.
Here's Henderson again on first down. So you're seeing Pete Lembo and this offense certainly wanting to go the way of ball control. Dave Patnaugh, the offensive coordinator, has been calling plays, he said, for 27 years as he works closely with Pete Lembo, the head coach. Rolling out to the left, Roberson. Nice tight throw on the sidelines, and it is brought in. Nick McMillan hanging on to that one.
I'm not sure if you got that first down there. You just got to... We'll have another down to play, but know the sticks. They'll set you up for success there, McMillan.
Patrick Clacks III and Evan King entering the game. They go tighter when they make that substitution. Terrence Shelton Jr. in the backfield. And he looks like he has just enough for a first down. What we've seen so far from Buffalo, once they tend to get things going, move the chains a little bit, that's when they take their big shots.
Mm-hmm.
There's Shelton again, trying to bounce it to the outside. He stays on his feet. Past midfield. A nice punishing run.
Shelton again on the carry, breaks free off the left end.
Shelton with some nice patient running here. Found a seam. Kept his feet, which is important.
That was a foot race. Calgaro finally able to push him out of bounds. Quick throw, that one. A little wide for the intended target, Nick McMillan.
Roberson's pass to McMillan, incomplete.
We saw a lot of that last week as Roberson was just 12 of 20 in Minnesota for 107 yards. Did have the one 40-yard touchdown strike to Victor Snow.
Yeah, we've seen it in spurts. We know he can make the big throws, but those quick hitches are just as important.
All right, Henderson tries to get to the outside. He got slowed down a bit, but watch him as he always seems to fall forward.
40-yard line.
Rolling over defenders and always getting a couple more yards than you think he should.
We're seeing some subs here in the defensive line of the Red Flash, getting a little winded.
Yeah, first half time of possession was 17:25 for Buffalo to 12:35 for St. Francis. And they got to find a way to get a stop here. That one about a yard and a half shy from where it's marked. And I think they saw enough punting last week. Lembo said 7 times. They liked what they saw out of Dylan Drennan, but a little too much. And so they're going to want to keep him off the field and look to see if they can execute on 4th and 2. As you see, they are taking their time, watching that play clock tick away. Snow in motion. Instead, they keep her up the middle.
Wow.
Huge burst. And he scores it. What a touchdown run. Taquan Roberson from 40 yards out.
And that's just a strong veteran play there. 7 years of ball to do that for you. Quarterback design run right up the gut. Nobody's touching him. Not even you, number 19. That's 6.
Well, the seas parted, and, we knew coming into today he could do some damage with the legs. We hadn't seen much of it today, but 40 yards on the scamper. And Buffalo is taking care of business. 31-0. Our score. Still 5 minutes ago in the third, and the Bulls, making amends for what happened last week. That lead now 31-0 here in Buffalo, where the offense now doing whatever they want. Taquan Roberson. Well, he had the big 40-yard touchdown run. You see the passing numbers about where they were last week. More production today than what he was able to do in Minnesota last week. But still some things to work on as they try to get that balanced offense that Pete Lembo spoke so much about this week.
Yeah, they want to get back to it because the first week down there in Minnesota, they sputtered tremendously.
Well, St. Francis can certainly use a quality return. Second time ball is blown off the kicking tee. The wind, he said, really picked up here in the second half. And so now we get a spotter. Jack Howes boots this one. It'll be fielded at the 1-yard line. Jamil Perryman. A decent return as he gets a big surge from the pile.
Perryman on the kickoff return for St. Francis.
Perryman has seen some activity here in the second half.
7 yard line.
Yeah, and there's still some fight left in this group. That's one thing that
First and 10.
head coach Chris Villarreal says about this team is that they're persistent.
So the red flash has it. Nick Whitfield Jr. back out there, quarterback. Grew up 50 miles away. So a homecoming for him. Handoff, Jordan Theodore. Now, Whitfield at Fredonia, all he did was amass 4,756 yards total, 30 passing touchdowns, 23 rushing touchdowns. Plenty of friends and family here watching him get a chance to come back home and play today. Boy, bobbled up. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Immediately by the Bulls defense for a loss.
Yeah, the Bulls have been all over them in the run game. The stout defensive line going into the game, they knew they had a challenge in front of them, and the challenge has been.
Saw Demetrius Ballard, 6'6", redshirt freshman in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, was in to make the hit. So this has been no man's land all day long. 3rd and 9 with a red flash, showing blitz. Gets rid of it quickly. It's batted down. Savion Brown. And we did not get a whistle as there was a mad dash for that loose football.
All over this ball. Great hands from that defensive end coming off the edge there.
So a quick 3 and out. And the Bulls just having their way with St. Francis today. And the score 31-0, and a little tenuous back here. Aiden Cerulli has had one blocked, and he is way back in the end zone now. But you know what? We're going to take a look at that last play and make sure everything is on the up and up.
Just for good measure.
The replay booth getting their work in at the end of the first half today. That was the source of a lot of fun conversation at halftime when I went down to use the restroom. It's always good to hear about what people are talking about. You see good form getting the headset over the hat. That's not for everyone. Referee Marcel Kerr will take a gander. Still plenty of students enjoying the second half. Let's take a look and see what we saw. Yeah, we never heard a whistle. And then it's anyone's guess, right?
One thing I do know is they wanted that scoop and score bad.
All right, one more look. So was this behind the line of scrimmage when it was tipped? Boy, certainly looked like it was. And if that's the case, that is a free football. Or will they see it as a forward pass? Very, very close. Nice shout out to the UB band. Always love the coverage on the Hustle Belt X feed right now as they're doing great
After
work
further
chronicling
review,
the MAC.
the quarterback threw a forward pass that was deflected and grounded. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It will be 4th down at the 28-yard line. Game clock will start on the snap.
All right, so it could have been a lot worse. Instead, they'll just have to bring the punting unit out. So yeah, shout out to the Thunder of the East, the marching band for the Bulls.
That's a name for you right there.
Absolutely. All right, making the adjustment. Snow now, plenty of field. Past the 40. He has blockers, and he waltzes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So, not sure how much more we'll see of Roberson, but here is what we saw first half. What a throw and an amazing catch, and then he's been able to do it with his legs, rolling out, been pretty accurate, and then of course the seas parted for that touchdown run.
You better believe it. This guy is having himself a day. Pete Limbo and company, all the coaches we spoke to said they were calling his number. He needed to have a performance. He's been proving himself worthy today.
Another huge chunk run up the middle. And the Bulls just got things absolutely rolling now. Messiah Birch taking advantage. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here's Birch again. It's not a flag. I believe that's a mouth guard that fell there on the football field. Got to be impressed with this offensive line, Buffalo. They really have done a nice job wearing down that front, which was a concern this week on the St. Francis side of things.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job.
Inside give. And nearly 6. Somehow taken down by
He is
Colin
so
Douglas.
explosive. As soon as he touches the ball, you see him shoot through the hole. And the safeties have to come up immediately. Great job on number 19, Colin Douglas, on making that stop, because if not, he's still running.
Can they cap it off with another touchdown? Burge. Now Roberson forging his way forward with the block.
Birch with a stop and go.
Like to see the quarterback out there in the open field making blocks.
Gotta love it. Aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Quarterbacks making blocks, starters on special teams. Pete Limbo said that's the way they roll around there.
Well, when he took over, was hired so late in the coaching cycle a season ago. I mean, immediately it was back to the basics. Blocking, tackling, special teams. Roberson trying to roll out. Can he walk his way into the end zone? So easy and composed. And it's been that kind of day for Roberson and the Bulls offense. Another 6 on the board.
There he is. It's a foot race here. Didn't like what he saw. Made a guy miss. Twinkle toes on into the end zone. Taquan Roberson having himself a day.
Man, the bodies. St. Francis trying to do anything they can, and then they see Roberson just carefully walk his way inside the pylon. And you wonder, that they knew he had some skills with the legs, and that has been on display today. A week ago, there was nowhere to run.
That's a move for you right there. He's looking like a veteran. Looked like he played 7 years of ball, right?
He's like, when I started playing college football, the forward pass hadn't been invented yet. We always had to run the football. It's been a wild career for Taquan Roberson in year 7 now. Started at Penn State. He was part of the 2019 recruiting class. 2019.
That's something for you right there. Guys on the other side at St. Francis were in 6th grade when he made his first stop at Penn State back in the day.
Then made his way over to UConn. And unfortunately suffered a really bad knee injury. At that time, he's wondering about what his future is in college football at all. Then finds his way at Kansas State. Actually had some big moments in relief in Manhattan. They call it the Little Apple up there. And now he's got the starting job and making the most of it in the Mid-American Conference for the Buffalo Bulls as that kick goes out of bounds and the flag is thrown.
That wind didn't help him one bit.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team number 91. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Jack Howes getting a little maybe too cute. And, Lembo, the special teams maven that he is probably going to be letting him know, all right, if there's a time to do it, maybe up 38-0, but that'll be it for the season. You never want to spot that other team, that type of field position, and so they will take over possession of the football at the 35-yard line. And Whitfield hands that ball off to Raphael Akechi.
That handoff to Akechi.
45 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Well, Buffalo got to 38. So some of those that might be scoreboard watching around the country, they are seeing that number, which has some relevance today. Out of the gun, Whitfield. Quick throw and catch on the far sideline. Peyton Nelson, the freshman out of District Hills, Maryland.
Taking what the defense gives them right there.
That could very well be our final play of the third quarter. Looks like they are taking their good old time, and so that'll do it after 3. Buffalo in full control as they have been able to open things up. Taquan Roberson, a sensational afternoon in the home debut of the Bulls in year 2 of Pete Lembo. Fourth quarter is right around the corner. Stick with us here from Buffalo. All right, the numbers sometimes don't tell the whole story, but here in Buffalo, I think they do. 270 total yards for the Bulls, just 8 rushing yards for the Red Flash. Make that 400 total yards for Buffalo. Don't want to slight them, as they have had their way. And now we'll see the Red Flash can try to put points on the board here in the second half. They have yet to do that this year. Perriman in motion. Whitfield. That play going absolutely nowhere. Mitchell Gonzer, the Harvard grad.
It's not just brains. He got brute strength, too. Gonzer right there. Meeting him as soon as he made the catch. Nowhere for him to go.
Also had an interception last week in Minnesota.
And they have a few Ivy League transfers on this roster.
All right, that punt sent away. Return from the 20. Snow. And a flag thrown again. We've seen a few of those now on special teams, so that one will come back. So Buffalo has to feel pretty darn good about what they were able to do this week as opposed to what they weren't able to get accomplished the week before.
Holding. Kicking team, number 4. 10 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
Did see Aiden Cerulli needing some help to get up, limping, the punter who has gotten his work in the first 2 weeks of the season, as he had 8 punts last week against Louisiana Monroe. And today, more of the same, 7 punts on the day. So make it 15 on the season. Now next week, St. Francis, a lengthy bus ride up to Central Connecticut State. And then after that, they will be back at home for 70 consecutive days. And I think for that man, head coach Chris Villarreal, that'll be nice. That'll be a lot more comforting than the way they're starting their season.
It will be a rocky start for the group.
All right, new QB is in there for Buffalo. Gunnar Gray, 5th-year senior out of San Diego, California.
Marcus Velez getting his first catch. We saw him earlier in the day with a nice block to get L.J. Henderson in the end zone.
That means the day is done for Roberson. Much deserved time off now, and the twisting, turning run by Lamar Sperling did take a hit, but an eventful short run.
Down to about the 27.
They got some good backs, man. They move.
Gunnar Gray, you see, getting some work in. Not much a year ago, just 11 passes on the season for 41 yards.
That's a good name for a quarterback.
Gunnar, absolutely. So he'll work out of the gun on 3rd and 6. And that pass deflected and picked off. And now, a little bit of dancing for the efforts.
This ball was tipped by Velez and fell right into the arms of the defensive back there. Little cha-cha to go along with it.
Manuel Dyson. And now the best field position we've seen all day for the Red Flash as they try to get on the scoreboard for the first time in 2025. Under center, the pitch.
Wow.
And look how fast Buffalo tracks them down. Mitchell Gonser throwing guys around.
Gonser. Treating him like he's his little cousin out there. Goodness gracious.
Now, defensive coordinator Joe Bowen introduced a new word to my lexicon this week when we had a chance to call it. He said he likes it when his defensive players can dish rag the guys on offense. Do you think that was the definition of dish ragging?
I can't think of a better definition.
It was nice to get a chance before the game. Talk to Joe Bowen, the defensive coordinator, also handles the linebackers. So that's a very good position to be in on a coaching staff, handling these linebackers. Saw Connor Henderson out there as well. So some other guys getting some opportunities. It's third down, need to get to the 19-yard line. Whitfield has protection. Buffalo only rushed 3, and there's a conversion. Bobby Cameron on the catch will move the sticks.
Bobby Cameron, this is our first time calling his name all day. Found his way open there. Found a sideline. Moves the chains. Gives something to Red Flash to get excited about.
Yeah, just looking to build on something. You see the disparity. Only the 6th first down of the day. Buffalo has 25. Jordan Theodore in the backfield. Whitfield looking in the end zone. And beautifully played defensively.
Great defense. A one-on-one matchup out there.
Kobe
Buffalo
Blackwell.
man free here. Double move. .36.
Yeah, Blackwell getting his hands on that football. So 2nd and 10. Still 10:51 to go. Whitfield looking in the end zone and thrown out of bounds. No chance for his intended target, Manuel Dyson.
Yeah, he didn't like that look at all. It's a habit you have to break as a receiver, but if you notice, the receiver had his hand downfield immediately after the ball was snapped. You have to get into your route, and that's what Emmanuel Dyson didn't do. He's just a freshman right now. It's a habit he'll break as the years go on.
3rd and 10. Theodore in motion. Whitfield delivers over the middle. Caught down to the 2-yard line. That was Peyton Nelson putting the Red Flash in position to score.
Peyton Nelson here on a quick slant. Nice catch. Had to anticipate taking a shot, and he took 2. Held onto the football. And maybe some points on the horizon for the Red Flash.
All right, they have not been this close yet today. They'll work out of the I formation. Whitfield gives to the deep back. Theodore trying to carry defenders into the end zone. And the Red Flash have finally put some points on the scoreboard.
Jordan Theodore, all of 5'8", taking it up the gut. Celebrating with his teammates down there. A little too excited. He got knocked over, but it's all good.
Well, that has to be very, very nice for Theodore, who is one of 5 players from here in Western New York. Extra point is no good. Mac Plummer cannot add the extra point. But the story here, St. Francis has a touchdown in 2025.
Scoreboard operator, please correct the scoreboard to show 38-6. Thank you.
All right, back here in the fourth quarter, St. Francis scoring for the very first time this season, capping off a 7-play, 29-yard drive. Jordan Theodore from right here in Buffalo played his high school football for Sweet Home, and it's got to feel home sweet home as he's able to get the red flash off the Schneid.
Better late than never.
And again, that ball coming off the tee, we've seen that a few times throughout the second half where the wind has certainly picked up.
Thanks, Lake Erie.
Great Lakes in general, right?
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Ball didn't move.
Short kick. Retrieved and downed. Heads up play by Will Clark coming on in. So, Buffalo will get another look at their backup quarterback, Gunnar Gray, when we return. St. Francis on the scoreboard. There's head coach Chris Villarreal. It's been a long day, but a nice homecoming. Someone who donned the Buffalo Bills uniform. He was here from 2004 to 2006, played for both Mike Mularkey and Dick Duran.
And he was a tank back in the day. During his NFL Combine, he broke the bench press record at the time with 46 reps.
It's one of those coaches has just so many great stories about living here, living in Chicago when he played for the Bears. And it was really interesting to hear him talk about athletic department's transition from the football program to Division III. And, most coaches, that could be it. They're looking for other situations. And he said, I'm staying.
Yeah, that was really cool to hear. He said he wanted to stick around. He's been here for 15 seasons now as the head coach. And he said he didn't want to give up on these guys. He had to take a long look in the mirror. And he said when he got into this thing, it was about building young men. We need better men and better fathers. And that's exactly what he's doing with this St. Francis program.
It's a big part of why there's been some roster turnover. When that news came down in April, had a bunch of guys that were going to look for other situations. And so that's why there are so many freshmen on his football team, which, right now they're going to have to learn things the hard way. But down the road for his program, I think they'll look back and talk about those kids that came into the situation knowing what it was and, be able to maybe look fondly at it years from now.
Yeah, absolutely. These are all memories that goes back to them, soaking in Niagara Falls while they're here and just building as a unit. Some of the guys are going to go on to play Division I ball moving forward. Others are going to stick with this group as they transition into Division III. But they're going to grow as men either way. And it starts with this group here and Chris Villarreal's leadership.
So the Bulls putting together a drive. Gunnar Gray, the backup, now taking the snaps, and Lamar Sperling getting some opportunity to show off some of his skills. A redshirt sophomore. We're talking about Ohio Mr. Football in 2022. Some jaw-dropping numbers that he was able to post. And for him, it's just been about finding opportunity here in Buffalo and also staying healthy.
Yeah, that's a really big thing. He's been taking some lumps. Was playing a bit last week, but he's finally getting let off the leash a little bit, and we've seen the production he's had so far.
Inside run from Shelton Jr., who's got some activity today. Also seeing some substitutions. Jacob Merritt is onto the field. And now getting down to about the 7-minute mark. Another handoff, slips a tackle, and then tripped up, or it could have been a biggie.
Shoestring tackle.
Harrison Walker.
Literally. Nice broken tackle there. Tripped him up just enough. And James McNeil Jr. is sick about it.
6'2", 217. And he'll get another carry here. Falling down closer to the sticks.
Short gain on the play for the Bulls.
So they've had now 5 different ball carriers in terms of running backs. Obviously, we know what Taquan Roberson has been able to do in this game. And I'll tell you, prepping for Buffalo going forward, and seeing somebody as poised as Taekwon now be able to take off and use his legs, good luck. Another carry and finally brought down after the whistle. These two programs have showed nothing but class and sportsmanship so far today. They didn't want to take their cues from the NFL, where things have gotten chippy in the early going.
Goodness gracious.
Meanwhile, Buffalo, how about 310 rushing yards on the day? Anytime you get over 300, that is a dominating performance. And add to it, James McNeil to the house. Touchdown, Buffalo. That vaunted rushing attack getting stronger.
The hometown kid making it happen with some shifty moves out of the backfield. Great cuts. And the freshman making his family proud in the stands. And look at the veteran QB cheering on his guy.
Wow, we have seen some fantastic runs, and you can see these ball carriers brutal to try to tackle. And that is a big score from the perspective of some people from around the country who are kind of paying attention to the end of this game. So Buffalo does it again. They're over 300 yards on the ground. Just dominant today in Buffalo. $45-6, our score here in Buffalo. The Bulls able to tack on another rushing touchdown. Here as we get later in the fourth. These teams both still giving plenty of effort, and that was a dominant drive via the running game. 9 plays, 60 yards. A nice drive for James McNeil. We saw some Lamar Sperling today. We've seen Terrence Shelton Jr., Messiah Birch, and, of course, L.J. Henderson, who is over 100 yards of total offense. Meanwhile, St. Francis did what we weren't sure they were going to be able to do, and that was actually score a touchdown. Nice
Put some
drive.
points on the board. Thanks to their receivers getting loose a little bit for the first time, it seems, all day. Nice strike there. It's number 83, Peyton Nelson. And then right up the gut to finish it off, Jordan Theodore.
5'8" from Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Played in a championship game here right at home.
But it had to feel awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And so now they'll try to follow it up and see if they can keep building here at the end of the game. Quick catch there over on the sidelines, Emmanuel Dyson, who's been busy. Brendan Hodge, Peyton Nelson coming out of the field. No give up from this team. That is one thing that has been noticeable, that it's easy when you look at the score, you see a game so lopsided that guys aren't giving effort, but that has not been the case at all. All right, that one had some trouble getting started.
That pass forward was dropped. Incomplete
All
pass.
right, so it is a drop from Eric Sanchez.
Third
Boy,
down.
everywhere we look on this roster, freshman. So no big surprise that they came out of the gates with some miscues.
Yeah. Second game jitters out of the gate, but this is a group that's going to grow.
But did really put them behind the 8 ball. Here's Whitfield scrambling. And this one just throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. He took a shot as well towards the end of the play.
Whitfield's pass.
And it's been that kind of a day as he looks to be smarting a little bit walking back to the bench.
For the red flag. Miles Greer back for Buffalo.
Yeah, that shot hurt a little bit. The thing about this group, though, you talk about resilience and effort. We've yet to see a lack of effort on this side with this team. And the head coach said it. Every week is a tryout for these guys at this point. If they want to continue to play ball at the next level, or at the Division I level at least, they have to put some film on tape. Some good film, so every rep counts.
Well, there's 3 minutes, 50 seconds left of tape for these teams today. A long afternoon for Chris Villarreal. Boy, last week it was a flat-out long morning, afternoon, nighttime down in Louisiana Monroe when they had a 2-hour delay. And look, Buffalo, big expectations this year. That was not the case a season ago. Nobody knew what to expect when Pete Lembo took over, and then instantly it was bowl game and victory. And so now they're getting the respect. That's how it is. You got to earn it in this conference. Here's Sperling. Boy, his chance to kick that to the outside, but he is taken down.
Lamar Sperling.
Yeah, out of the gate for Pete Lembo. He says that this past season wasn't a fluke. They expect to do big things all year. They were mad about the game last week because there are no moral victories. And if you're going to have a football team, let's have a relevant one.
That was absolutely the message. They did not like the way they performed up in Minnesota. They thought if they could get anything going whatsoever, they had a real opportunity to win that game. Down 3 heading into the fourth quarter. But it's a lot of the lessons that they're able to learn that they hope will help spearhead their run to a potential MAC championship.
Rosefield on the tempo.
So that is accurate total. Your screen is not glitching. 342 rushing yards. St. Francis 11.
No typos at all, and that's crazy to see. Buffalo has done it in the backfield, but also their quarterback, Taquan Robertson, has been all over the place with some big runs for touchdowns today.
And another handoff. Buffalo determined to try to put this game away.
That's enough for a Buffalo first
And
down.
they'll move the sticks.
That means pizza first down.
Sure they want to finish up strong, not give the ball back to St. Francis, who next week will head on the road once again. So 3 straight road games to kick off the year. Central Connecticut State. But here in Buffalo, this one almost over. We'll wrap things up after this break. Welcome back. It's Back Football on ESPN, where, of course, you can get all the ESPN college football in one place now with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. That's exactly what I was able to do last week, and I got it all. And it is that time of the year, man. It is just trying to absorb every single game. Of course, we know all these terrific Mid-American Conference programs, and then you get that and so much more when you get logged into the app to make it so easy. It's been an awesome experience so far. I think today has been an awesome experience for Buffalo and this team. You know, we sensed it before the game. Like, they were going to take St. Francis seriously. They were going to give them the respect that a team that upset a MAC opponent a year ago deserves. And they certainly did show them that respect, and then it has been very, very one-sided throughout.
McNeil again on the carry. That is a Buffalo first down. A Fat Man's Pizza first down.
All right, a minute to go. And it looks like the Bulls going to be putting the finishing touches on this game today for their first victory of the year, and to even up things at 1-1 before traveling to Kent State next week. And they had a rough outing earlier today against Texas Tech. Kent State won their first game in 2.5 years a week ago against Merrimack. Meanwhile, St. Francis will be on the road. Central Connecticut State. They say 12-hour bus ride?
It's at least 8.
Okay.
I think it's 8.5.
That's a rough one from Loretto, PA, but they'll hope to get their first victory of the year and kind of refocus their efforts. They're playing so many younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're just getting used to this level of college football in general.
Big learning curve over there, but they got a long season.
This could be our final snap of the game. And finally, McNeil brought down. McNeil, of course, had that touchdown scamper on the previous drive, and I think the Bulls are content to run out the clock and celebrate at home their debut in front of this UB crowd, and they had to love absolutely everything they saw. From special teams to the defense, and then that running game and offense. It is in the books. The Bulls, back-to-back opening wins. And it has been as dominant a performance as you'll see.
It really, really was. The Buffalo Bulls taking care of things at home. As they anticipated, Pete Lembo is all smiles right now. Down there shaking hands midfield. And a lot to be proud of with this group's performance today.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, St. Francis, they got their first score of the year. It's all teachable moments with a young squad that they'll try to build on. But in the end, Buffalo just way too much. So, for Andy Buffington, I'm Anthony Lima. Director today, Mike Bacon. Dan Larson, our producer. We say so long from Buffalo, a 45-6 dominating victory here at home. This has been a Classic Teleproductions broadcast. And of course, as always, you've been watching Mid-American Conference Football on ESPN. So long. We'll see you next week.